What's up, guys? 2 days in a row. I know. I mean, come on. What's going on? Well, this might be the start of something new because of contact that I had yesterday. So, I'm also going to do a collaboration. I'll probably do Friday nights, just like I always do, have my topic that I want to discuss in depth. They're more than welcome to come in and chat, but I think I'll stick to Saturdays with us. I haven't discussed it really with them yet on this collaboration. I wasn't able to get them in the studio last night. I figured out what I did wrong. The banner that I had put up, each and every new live that I do, I have to change that banner out, and I figured out how to do that. So we ended up having a lively discussion for 2 hours last night after the live. And a few of my channel members came in and partook in it. It was actually kind of nice. It was relaxing, but it took me about 45 minutes. They will be here tonight. Verena, hi, hon. Thank you for showing up. You both of you were here last night with me. So it's good to see you both. I love you both so very much. Thank you. Verena, it's good to see you again, hon. Truly is. Thank you. So I finally figured out how to get them into the podcast, and the banner that I scroll on the bottom for any of you that want to come in and into the studio and have a one-on-one with me. It's for you too. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel ashamed. Right on, Vanessa. Here we go. There you go. So don't feel like you cannot come in here and talk to me. If you have a question, you want to, face to face it with me, come on in. I scroll that every now and then just so you guys can come in and talk to me. But again, I'm going to discuss something real quick. As somebody in the live last night, and I'm not going to mention this person's name. I won't call them out. I won't do that. But they didn't appreciate me. They were giving me advice on how to not talk about God and religion and stuff like that pertaining to Christianity. And to this person that may or may not be watching, I'm going to strongly encourage you not to do that. I know what happened to me. I know who I am. I know who God is. And my opinion to you is not to tell me what to do or, give me advice on God. I know who I am. I know what happened to me. And if you don't like that, that's fine. You don't have to like it. But don't tell me to not talk about God or about the Catholic religion just because it doesn't sit well with you. It won't work. Okay. And that's all I'm going to say. I hope you have a blessed day. And let that go at that. The nerve. Well, some people, it struck a chord with them. You remember when they attack you, when it did change so many times. But you have a question. Go ahead. What changed so many times? That's fine, hon. Anybody's more than welcome to come in. That's what the banner there is for. And if people are struggling, I'll just create another one. But this is the one that I created. So I won't call that person out, but to sit there and tell me about, how I should run my show and, what I truly experienced and that God is in every book. And I didn't say every book. I've read a lot of books. I asked how many variations of the end of the world did you see? Because I saw 4. I saw many of them, but the truest one, and when we get in here with this collaboration, she's the one that told me, Vanessa, who you saw last night, hon, was the one that told me where the planetary alignment has never been in the universe this way, right? And here she comes. And there she is, sweetie. How
Hello.
are you?
Hello.
It is good to see you, honey.
Finally.
So
Thanks.
this is
Thank you for
this,
having us.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So Vanessa was the one when she saw my interview with Tammy, who was on here last night, had to speak to me, right? We're
Mhm.
kind of like this, right? But she explained to me that
Yeah.
the golden age started yesterday with planetary alignments and so on and so forth. So I thought um, I would let her explain to you truly what's going on because it comes out better than I do. But the version that I saw, and I will explain it yesterday, was a month ago. I had a very lucid dream. Okay, and in this dream, and I told you about World War III coming, or it was coming through two natural ways, right? Another country would invade another country, which I saw, or a natural disaster, which then the earth would fight over the last natural resources. Neither one of those are going to happen. Nuclear war will never happen. The ETs are highly advanced beings watching us right now, here on earth right now. They will not allow that to happen. Um, so, but what this dream was, because I was asking Father, how is this going to go down? What is going to happen? Right? I was kind of perturbed with him. And that night I went to bed and I woke up walking in what would be considered a forest, woodland areas, right? But all around me and all around the areas that I was massive death. There was death everywhere. And it was pertaining to those, now that I understand this, was those that took the COVID shot, right? Those that got the COVID shot and the boosters. Well, the government succeeded in doing what they wanted to, which was depopulize the planet. So they, of course, these beings knew this was going to happen. Okay. But those millions of people that I'm seeing laying dead everywhere in homes, in the streets, and cars, right? Natural progression, right? So when I was walking in the woods, and I was what you would say an entourage, okay, people with me, protecting me, just with me. And then I saw my grandfather with smoke coming through and stuff, sitting on a chair, and I'm like, Grandpa? Now he's been dead for over 20 years, so why is my grandfather sitting in the middle of the woods where I'm walking, right? And I'm like, and I said it just like this, Grandpa? Right. And then as soon as I said grandpa, he pulled up a gun and started shooting at me. Well, this entourage, and I duck, right? Because I thought I'm grabbing, I'm thinking I'm hit and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, gunfire erupted in front of us. Okay. And the fighting that is now taking place is the remnants of our government. The government has collapsed. Okay. Because I told you the golden age is coming. What is here now cannot be here, including all of us guys. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's the rest of us, meaning the population, those that are wanting unity, those that are wanting to be equals, male and female, right? Side by side, equalitarianism, right? Is the beginning of the golden age. So this fighting that is taking place is happening now all around the world. Okay. Each country is going through the same thing because they've been depopulated by those that took the COVID shot. So this is where this world war is coming in. So when I say world war, these wars are happening all over the world, not as a like World War II or World War One, but it's taking place as people rise up to say no more. No, we're all the same. We're all one, right? And this war, it didn't show me how long it was taking, but it was us against the remnants of the government officials. Okay, and all of that, which was, which will fall, right? There's basically more of us against them. They made the military and high ranking officials take these shots, they want dominance. Well, it didn't work. Okay. So that's when my lucid dream ended, is when the fighting began. And that was Father's way of telling me this is what's coming. Okay. This is how you guys are now going to um, enter the golden age. And again, all of us here now cannot enter the golden age of earth. We cannot. We've been um, industrialized, so to speak, right? We've been introduced into the school system and abused and beaten into submission, and we had to conform, otherwise you were ostracized or beaten or picked on or abused, right? Same thing went into the workplace. You were molded into something you were never molded in, never meant to be. And the same thing with organized religion. And the one that I'm going to trash is Catholicism, because that's what I grew up in, guys. That's where I was told I was an unworthy sack of shit, unworthy of being loved by my father because of, I had the bisexual experiences. I outright rejected the Holy Spirit, which is the unforgivable sin, and so on and so forth, that I was a disgrace, a worthless pile of crap, and an abomination to my father, and I will never see the kingdom of heaven. I'm going to live in that dirt, and then some way, somehow, Jesus is going to come, stand above all of us and say, only you can come because the rest of you are unworthy, right? So when I told you who I am, I think it was in Dave Sledge's video, when I said I and the Father are one, it's I am of one mind, okay? Of one mind, being God. So when I said I am God, and I said not only am I God, each and every one of you are the universe pretending to be you in the moment of now. So why would God send a flood to kill himself? Why would God send commandments? Who is God going to command? Himself? Okay, you have to think about this logically, guys. It's insanity to even think about that, to think that the book of Revelations is some are going to be raised and some won't. Who's God not going to leave behind? Himself? It does not make sense. And this is the whole part of why I'm teaching this to you guys. You are all one with the Father. You are all of one mind. Okay, that's the illusion. That's the grand illusion. And really, when you think about it, when I told you when we incarnated, we took on fear, guilt, and the ego, right? Well, there's only one ego, right? If we're all incarnations of the one mind in the moment of now, pretending to be Jason, Janice, Tammy, Vanessa, right? That only comes from one ego that is now splintered into 8 billion different people. So that is really where that comes from, guys. Okay. So now that was the lucid dream, very vivid dream. I mean, I felt the bullets whizzing by my face. I smelled the stench of death everywhere, the smoke, the burning buildings, everything. War is coming. Okay. It's not going to stop, but it has to. The earth is cleansing itself as we rise. I don't like saying that because it's a vibrate, but as our frequency rises, not consciousness, as our frequency rises as a species, right? Those that are not with us will fall. Okay. I mean, don't mean in a bad way. They just won't come with us. But those that are in this earth now, they cannot come with us into the golden age. They will incarnate back into this crap. Okay, until they can get it through their head who they are and raise their frequency, do the inner work that I'm asking you guys to do, meditate, just shut yourself down, no electronics devices, sit there for 20 minutes in your own silence. Most of you guys cannot do that. It's tough, right? You will fight the urge. You're afraid of finding out who you are. I do it every night, every morning. I just, if you're going into meditation and you're looking for something out of meditation, you're doing it the wrong way. I do it so I can quiet my mind. I enjoy the quiet, just shh, and telling my mind to STFU, right? Just quiet. And I can get it quiet, right? And that in that moment of nothingness, guys, in that moment of nothingness, you are directly connected to your Father. No, you're feeling your in breath, your out breath. There's nothing coming in. There's nothing coming out other than pure silence. You are directly connected to your Father in the non-physical. Okay. The moment a thought comes in, let it come in. Just push it off to the side. Say, not now. Nope. Sit in your silence. Right? Do not be afraid of yourself. That is what Jesus taught. That's the big difference in what he was teaching and what the Catholic Church created. Okay. Because he taught you to go within. That's the only way you're going to find yourself. You seek anything outside yourself, okay? You will find pain, misery, and death. That is all you will find, period. He taught you to go within because the kingdom of heaven is within. It is you. You are the kingdom of heaven. All right? But anyways, I got off track. Welcome, Vanessa. Welcome, Tammy. Thank you both for joining us. Why don't you explain a little bit, Vanessa, first, your website, who you are, and then Tammy, please introduce yourself. Welcome, guys. These are, my collaborators that we're going to pick up on Saturdays now. But Vanessa, take it away.
So hi to all of your beautiful listeners. And my name is Vanessa. I am a spiritual teacher also. I speak about the language of energy, um, and how to understand basically what's going on between the spiritual and the physical, and how we can learn about how to join those two instead of keep separating them, right? Through the knowledge of energy. So that's what I teach about, and that's what I speak about, and that's how I help people to understand that healing is of utmost importance, especially right now, and what we're experiencing right now in the world and individually also, because everything is connected and we're not separate from what is happening out there. So basically, I was speaking to Tammy and to Jason about what's going on energetically in the world, in the universe, in the cosmos, okay? And because we're never separated from that, it is one of the, I believe strongly that this is one of the things that people are starting to understand. And I speak about sacred geometry. I don't like to call it astrology because astrology has other implications that people have misunderstood. But sacred geometry is the oldest science there has been in the universe. And we're not separate from that. Electromagnetic fields are out there, whether we see them or not, or whether we acknowledge them or not, because basically the very fabric, very divine universal fabric is energy, is light energy. And so those electromagnetic fields are the fabric that compose us and that compose all creation, everything that exists. And so, as above, following the wonderful laws that control the universe and that govern the universe, uh, as above, so below, well, it's gonna affect us, okay? And we need to become aware that we're inside a system that collaborates with it, with himself. That's why the solar system, the planets don't collide with each other. They know, there is a knowing where they have to be at the moment they need to be, right? And nobody uh, interferes in those orbits with the other, okay, with the other planet. We respect, they respect and follow whatever is that they came to collaborate with. They're very clear of that. It's like our bodies. Our bodies, our organs know what they have to do. We don't have to tell them
Yep.
what they need to do or when they need to work. Okay, and 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 as above so below means that those cosmic energies are going to impact us in the same way, and the universe is represented in our bodies also through those electromagnetic fields. So whatever changes out there they are going to be reflected on us, whether we believe it or not, whether we are aware of it or not. And it is important not only to understand that, but to know that we personally, as light beings, that we are at our core, right? And as fundamental beings, not as the identity that we carry, but our true selves are light beings. And so light is going to impact us in ways that we must learn about that material. It's important to understand that language.
Yes, it is.
So basically, we just crossed yesterday, the planet Saturn, which is the planet of that rules, governs, like, let's say, discipline, and it's the teacher. Okay, Saturn is the teacher. Uh, and Neptune, the planet that is the most spiritual planet there is Neptune. One is the number 12, which is aligned with the sign of Pisces, okay? But basically, Pisces is the sign that in the zodiac, in the astrological aspect, right? Of speaking of, it is the most spiritual of all signs there is. Actually, I say that's the sign that Jesus was born into when the spring came, okay? It's the beginning of creation, and that's why it's spring starts in March 21st. March 21st. So basically, Neptune is went into conjunction with Saturn, which is the other end. This is the planet that is associated with more earthly things, okay, as our vices and all of our earthly attachments, let's say. So one is the spiritual and the other one is the earth. So earth and moon, earth and spiritual come together, right? Came together last night. But the important thing is where they came together, because they came together in the sign of Aries, which is Mars, which rules it. And Mars is the Aries is the first time, it's the first sign of the zodiac calendar, which means that we are in the verge, right, of the new Earth, because they came together in the zero latitude, at zero latitude, and this has never happened in the history of the world before, or the universe before. So we are on a threshold of new Earth, right? Totally new slate. And we're writing since yesterday the new Earth that we want to create. Earth and spiritual are coming together at a 0 degree to create and the wonderful things that we want to create, right? Leaving behind all those belief systems that don't serve us anymore, and old structures that were implanted, right? Like religion and all these things that we're going to start seeing breaking down, that we were programmed to believing this was the way of living, basically. And we're breaking all those old structures and leaving them behind to build a new way in total collaboration, because the new Earth is an Earth that respects this unity, right? And collaboration between its people, and respecting the divine order of things, not breaking, not intruding, and wanting to control. So all those control structures that we had in the past, we're going to see them being dismembered as we're seeing today, right? And a lot of disclosure, like we just lived this week, like Prince Andrew's, he was incarcerated. Well, he was charged. He was taken, arrested, right? For we see that with the Epstein files being disclosed. Yes, he was arrested this week because he was
one of Princess Diana's kids.
Yeah, well, he is past the brother of Prince of King.
Oh, yeah, of King. Okay. Oh, that's right. He had very strong ties with Epstein. Yep.
Yes. So now he was arrested this week for that, finally. And we're seeing other spiritual teachers also that are being disclosed as we speak, spiritual known people that are going to be disclosed with all this. And we're going to see all these truths, right, come out. Because the new Earth will not support these old control systems, okay, using the misuse of power
Mhm.
in any way, in any way. So all that dismantling, we're gonna start seeing it more accelerated. Next days on, more things coming up, and things happening also in the world collectively and for us also. But it is important to understand that it is the purge. It is the purge that the earth needs to do in order for the new earth and then good things to emerge. It's like when you cleanse, right? You detox. So the earth, both the earth physically, things like that can be happening in the world, like volcanoes and earthquakes and all that, because Mother Earth is part of the system also, and she
Right.
needs to purge that energy out. And so do we. We need to leave behind all those old constructs that we are feeling already, and mindsets and ways, stuck ways of thinking, right? And rigid ways of thinking that this is how things need to be done and this is the only way we do things, right? And open up ourselves to seeing the big picture, not the micro, the macro. So that's basically the gist of what is happening just yesterday night. Started, well, depending where you are in the world, right? But yes, yesterday was a very significant day. So individually, we need to think about that. How does that affect me, right? Because again, the work in the universe and the world starts with us, and us, as you said, connecting, right? And making the inner work that we need to do to better ourselves, to grow individually, and leaving behind whatever needs to be left behind. Unapologetically, right? When we are connected within ourselves, we will know that it's a visceral feeling, right? It comes from within us. We're being called to do something. We wanted to do something. Well, this is the moment to take charge and do what we know that we need to do for ourselves and in our lives. So basically that's, I don't know if anybody has a question about that or if I explained it, that if it was understood correctly, but that's the gist. Let me see. I wants to happen. I'm trying to check the comments. What will happen to those that do not awaken? Well, basically, to answer that question, we have to understand energy, that everything is, and we are also, okay? We are in control of our unique energy. It is a choice. So people will be where they need to be at the level of consciousness of what they need to live in their lives. And we have to respect that. Sometimes we want to take people that we love with us. But we have to understand that if when we try to control and force people that are not ready, right, that aren't in our same vibrational frequency, to be able to pull them over as much as we want to, it is an individual choice. So each one of us, wherever we are at, we're going to live whatever we need for our own progression and our own development, spiritual development, growth, inner growth, okay? Which is totally, I'm always speaking about emotions and how important it is to understand that our vibrational frequency is made of it. It's pure vibrational frequencies, emotions. And as we spoke yesterday, I discovered through all the experiences that I had, which I've also had 2 NDEs and many STs by this time, right? That when we cross over, the only thing we take with us, it's not even thoughts. We speak a lot and we hear a lot of spiritual teachers talking about thought and how important it is to change our thought patterns, and it is important. But the thing is that the first thing we need to look at, because they are in a purer state of energy than thought, because thoughts require a brain and a logic and a reasoning. And when we cross over, we don't have a brain, okay? We have awareness. And awareness is made out of vibrational frequency, which is energy in motion, emotions. So what they are the common grounds, the only common grounds between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. Whatever we feel, we're not going to be able to stop feeling ever. That's why we don't die. As much as we would like, we would fear that life, and we see that the body is dead, right? It's not moving or anything. We can't stop our vibration, and vibration translates in the spiritual realm as emotions, sensing. We're going to keep on sensing, we're going to keep on emoting, and we're going to keep on feeling. And that's why we are alive. Because if you're doing those three and you cannot stop yourself from doing those three, whether you have a body or not, you are alive. If you're feeling, if you're emoting, if you're sensing, you are conscious, you are alive. So that's basically what we turn into. And that sensing, feeling, and emoting brings a lot of awareness, okay? That knowing, it's not even believing anymore, it's knowing. We know things, okay? So basically, it is important to look and care for our own vibrational frequency, which also is the same thing as speaking about our soul. The soul is pure vibrational frequency, emotions, feelings. And see, every individual, all people have an emotional history to them, okay? And emotions are the ones that transform us. It is not thought. We can think as much as we want, but it's the emotion that hits us strong, that shapes us and transforms us in ways that we all know we've lived, right? And so it is through emotions that we grow, and how the emotions that we choose to harness, the energy, the vibrational frequency that we choose to harness, and that we subconsciously carry, because we all do have a lot of them, okay, is what shapes our experience, our reality. Whether alive, whether embodied or not, okay, it shapes our reality. They go with us all the time. So we need to become aware. What is it that we haven't, those emotions that we haven't cleansed, that we haven't let go of, that we're holding on to, that we need to work, doing like inner child work, doing shadow work, right? All these practices that that help us get to a better place, heal, emotionally heal. And when we're doing that, we're allowing our soul to grow. We are elevating, ascending in our vibration. When we're letting go of all that toxic vibration, then we go as within, so without, right? We're gonna, our body physically will, if we're vibrating low and we're harnessing a lot of undealt trauma and undealt wounding, we're gonna see that our bodies are gonna get sick, we're going to manifest as I did. That's why I speak about this and I'm so emphatic about this. All diseases have an emotional history to them that we can biodecode, and science has already proven that, right, through biodecoding. And so we're going to manifest different diseases if we are not, or illnesses and discomfort also, because our body always speaks to what the soul is needing you to understand. So when we start becoming aware of all those messages through our body, and we're connected with ourselves, and through the circumstances also that we're living in our lives, we're going to see there is a direct relationship with the wounding that we were harnessing. And when we become conscious, self-conscious, and we heal, we work to heal that, we progress in ways that are unprecedented. Our life, and it is not that we're not gonna ever again have discomfort in our life, but that now with the knowledge of how to deal with it and how to address it and what's going on, right? With that awareness, then we can purposely manage when things arise, we can manage them properly, and we can progress them. We can overcome them much easier than we used to do before. So I encourage everyone to do the inner connection and become self-aware and do the inner healing that each one of us needs to do individually. That's the best thing we can do to impact the world. If we do that, we are impacting. Our energy is going to impact those around us, and obviously the energy behaves in expanding waves. So also the universe, the community, our country, and it keeps on expanding. So I invite everyone, as I did and as it was for me, right, to do it.
But also to throw in there, those that won't go into the golden age, guys, they're going to incarnate into the same version of the old version of Earth. Okay. Because that's where your energy is vibrating at, or as Vanessa said, your frequency, right? Because you heard in life where opposites attract. Well, here you attract what you are vibrating at. So if you're vibrating low, you're going to stay low. If you're vibrating, whatever it is, you're going to stay. So 60% of this Earth, or this population, what's left after the 5 billion die, right? They're going to remain in the old Earth. When they incarnate again, it'll be into the same crap. While the rest of us, right? While the rest of us will incarnate in their next incarnation, right? When we die in this version of ourselves, right? We will then incarnate into what has started yesterday, the beginning of the golden age. So the rest of society will stay in the old Earth, what we're in now. Okay. The Earth shed its skin like a snake, and a new version has emerged at a higher frequency. We've met that higher frequency, that 40% of us who are awakened, they will incarnate into there. The rest that you were asking about, they just simply will come into the old version of Earth like you're in now. So that's why Vanessa's here, to strongly encourage you, as I have done for the last 2 years now, to raise your vibration, to do that inner work. Okay. It takes commitment. Okay. It takes commitment, and it only takes 10 minutes a day, guys, to sit there in silence, to quiet your mind, to say, I'm here, Father, I love you. I'm going to do this work, right? Come up with a manifestation routine. Come up with I am beautiful. I am perfect. I am love. I am. It's the I am. You're acknowledging to your Father that you are one with him when you say I am. And they're also direct commands to the non-physical. Remember, you're a God. What you want will come. It has no other choice. But it's how you address it, like I am. If you say, I want $1 million. Well, what's coming is wanting, right? Because you said I command. Well, the next thing, that verbiage that came out was wanting. Well, it's indiscriminate. They don't care. You're matching that frequency of want, more wanting is going to come. Okay. Raise your energy, guys. Raise that vibration. Remember when I told you guys, it's not being self-centered. You come first. Nobody, not including your children. I know, well, my children come first. No, they don't. I know you've been taught wrong. You come first. I didn't say not to love your children. Take care of your children. Show them the world. Give them the guidance that they need. But you come first. Set time aside, whether they need you or not. You got 10 minutes to yourself. Get up an hour before everybody else. Sit in silence. Find yourself. Okay? That other 60% will remain behind because they didn't do the work. And that's not, like Vanessa said, it's not a bad thing. It's just where you're at. Okay. Some people are so taken up by the Bible and the church that they refuse. That's okay. There's no judgment. They will just remain behind in this version of the earth until they can say, wow, you know what? Okay, well, this isn't working. And they raise that vibration. It's just that simple, guys. So don't think of it as a bad thing because there is no judgment. It's just you simply are not doing the work that is required. And that's what Jesus taught, to go within. This is how you do it. He taught the disciples to do what? Go out and heal. What did they do? Go out and heal. He taught them what to do. Same thing here, guys, as we teach you to go within, to find yourself, forgive yourself, love yourself, and then you can take yourself out there. So that other 60%, they're just going to stay behind. Just incarnate into what you see around you every day. So, I mean, that's a good question, but that's what's going to happen to them. Just another life, right? That you're going to forget you're going to come in, forget yourself, forget who you are, and start the rat race all over, because that's what you came here to do. Remember who you are. Remember that you are God. One. Everything. All that is.
I wanted to answer a question that's in the audience, and then I'll introduce myself. You asked, will they have a chance to leave the old earth, or is it now or never type thing? It's not a now or never. They will go back into the same old place that they were in before, because they will work through their still raising their vibration. Ultimately, it all will raise to the vibration of heaven or paradise or the new earth. And so they just were not able to enter, still being at the vibration that they were at, whatever that vibration was. And so, hi, everybody. My name is Tammy Cheney, and I am the host of Raw Conscious Talk podcast on YouTube. I am a lifelong experiencer. As far back as I can remember is 3 years old, but I know that I know that it was from birth. I only have memory since the age of 3. So my purpose and reason why I am here in this human experience is to teach people about what love is, what the actual word love means, because it's not just the letters LOVE. Love is much more complex than that, but at the same time, it's simple. I had this friend a couple years back, and he shared something with me. And when I heard it, it immediately spoke loud and clear to me. And he said, and I'm going to say it slowly because I want everybody to hear what I'm about to say. This friend of mine, he said, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. Bless those that do evil. Even if you are brought to court, and he, she, they takes your coat, give him your shirt also. If he slaps you, he, she, they slaps you on the right cheek, turn to the left and give him that one too. If one demands for you to go a mile, go 2. Love. Love is the only answer. Love is that which is everything.
There you go.
And it's so simple.
And it costs nothing.
Do
A smile.
unto others. Yes. Do unto others as you would want have been done to you. And I'm here to expose that we are way more than just this experience here in this existence. I've been to many realms, many places, many experiences throughout my entire life. And they don't stop. It just continues to happen. And it's always a quick and concise and pure and perfect reminder that we are way more than what we're being told that we are. We are powerful spiritual beings having a human experience, wearing this meat suit.
Mm-hmm.
That's as simple as it can get. And when you truly look and you truly seek, and what you seek is only and that which is the truth. I know me saying right now, there's only one truth. It really, truly is one truth. It's not his truth, her truth, my truth, your truth. It is the one and only truth. And this world is going to change. And many people are standing up and rising up. Many people are seeing that which is the truth. And the truth encompasses all that ever was, is, and will ever be, and it will never end. That is the truth for you.
Very well.
So I'm very thankful and grateful to be here tonight. I love, love, love Vanessa. I love, love, love Jason. And us together, we have an incredibly powerful message. We are all pieces of the puzzle. But what we're doing now is we are sliding those pieces of puzzle together and joining. And as you can see in the pictures on the screen right now, it's already a beautiful portrait that is coming out, that is being created. And as people come together, the same way, come together, bring their puzzle pieces, and we begin to connect them together, that's when we will see that golden age in that beautiful photo that is in that fully put together puzzle, and we will enter in.
Gina, how can you ensure that you shift into the new earth? First thing that had to happen, remember when I spoke of my ascension, you had to have gone through your ascension process, okay? And I told you how brutal that was on me. Your body shifts from the carbon-based body that has served humanity for 100,000 years, okay? The new body there's 3 types of bodies. The carbon-based that we're in, you're going to shift into the crystalline body, and then your very last, as we've all talked about, the light body. You will transfer into the crystalline body. And when I told you that I went through that in 2023, how brutally painful it was, I sat and cried for days. The pain within my joints, within my knees, my back, my head, it was excruciating. you have to go through your ascension process. Okay. That is, I don't like to say a raising consciousness. Consciousness is always the same. That's what Father is: consciousness, love, light. But your awareness in that has to rise. So you're going to transform into something different, literally on a molecular cellular level. Your cells are going from carbon based to silica based. Okay. Your spine is taking in it's being reformed. It's taking in higher vibrational light. It's brutally painful. Okay. So you're being transformed. Your DNA is transitioning as well. Okay. You have to go through that process. And as Vanessa talked, it's all about that energy, right? You have to go through this. Okay. So, and if you really haven't, you'll know it when you do it, because I told you the symptoms. You'll have ringing in your ears. Me, I was very dizzy. I was sick. I was nauseous. I was falling in and out of the shower. I had not night sweats, but I woke up literally in a pool full of water, because my higher self was hovering above my body, transforming my body. Okay. If you did go through any of that, you're going to be part of the 60% that stays behind. Well, what's keeping you from doing that? Fear. Okay. Fear, straight up fear. And it comes in every form of your life, whether it's, I don't know if should I go for this job, or, whatever it is, it's fear. I don't want to see these aliens, right? When these highly advanced beings come, 60% of you are going to go run and hide in your, right? When you see them start coming down and walk, they're going to flip out. But that's really the main process, right? If you have not gone through the dark night of the soul and your awakening, okay, that's another aspect of it. You won't transition into the golden age. You will incarnate again into this version of the earth. So, and again, it's as Vanessa talked, it's all about your vibrational energy, where you vibrate. It's like when you turn on your car stereo, you're getting going and you're driving and you hit the stereo and you pick up a radio station. What is that radio station, guys? It's a frequency, right? 102 point whatever, right? You're picking up, you're meeting or exceeding that frequency. So you pick it up. Then when you say, well, I'm out of distance of that radio and the radio station fades, you're not matching that frequency anymore, right? You have to pick something else. It's how we roll. It's how we evolve is in this as a species here. So it's all, when I tell you, it's all about the energy. Okay. After you go through the burning, your body has to burn that's basically what it is that energy is being purged, right? All of that, you're doing the inner work, right? So all of that negative energy that I was literally crying because of the pain, right? That it was leaving me. Remember when I told you I had the energy ring come down from my crown chakra here, and I was vibrating. I could hear the vibration, right? What was happening, it was all that negative energy throughout probably not only this lifetime, but other lifetimes, right, was being removed from my body. And it's painful, excruciatingly painful. But the energy that I was controlling that night was the same energy Yeshua was using 2 millennia ago to heal people. All right. Same thing. I healed my body that Vanessa talked about. It will terrify you when it happens, because everything slowed down. Like when you see a slow motion movie going, my life became like that. Instant slow motion. I could hear every heartbeat. I could feel the sweat running down I could feel it, and see it. And every hair was standing up, and that ring came right down, and I controlled it. It listened to everything I did. Right. So unless you do this, guys, that's what I keep telling you. You have to do this work. You can go around and I ain't going to listen to them, but I want to go to the golden age. It's not going to happen, guys. Okay. It will not happen. You have to do the work, the inner work. And the inner work is nothing that has to do with this pile of crap. Your inner work is in your mind at home, right? Your mind is split, but you have to take control of that mind, right? And bring it into alignment, into oneness. And it takes time. It takes effort. It takes dedication. It will take months, years. I've been doing it now for about 3 years. I meditate not to receive anything. I do it to quiet my mind, to bring me into alignment with my Father, to feel that peace. Because what are we all seeking, guys? Right? You do drugs, you drink, you go out to bars, you whatever. What are you seeking? Peace. You want your mind to shut the fuck up for 1 second. You just want peace, right? You want to sit on the couch and just feel peace. Sit in a moment of love with nothing but that, right? So we distract ourselves out in the wrong place, right? You go drink, you go smoke, you do drugs, you go have sex, all for a moment of love and peace. You're doing it the wrong way. Your peace comes from quieting your mind, right? You become one with yourself. When you can truly love yourself, that's where the journey begins, guys. That's when I said, you know, the first healing that I ever did was I began to love myself. I forgave myself for what I did, right? And I knew I did nothing wrong. And that's where the journey began. It all begins with you and it ends with you. That's why I tell you guys, you come first. No matter what is taking place, you come first. You have to do that work. Gerald says he will stick his hand out to them and say, welcome. Good. I will be the first one out there. Hello, guys. Knowledge more, please help me, right? I want to advance. This being stuck in this crap sucks. You know, I've been to the other side in both of my out-of-body experiences, right? Being taken to new realms and other planets. I have no desire to stay in this rut, right? And you guys stay in your ruts, the wagon wheels, right? Because it feels safe. It's normal. It's every day. I get up, do this, right? Right. But when you jump out of that rut, you become scared, fearful. What's around the corner, right? Because you don't know, right? So when you get rid of that and you step through the new door, whatever door it is, it's still going to lead you to where you need to go, right? You just don't know what that is. And that terrifies the shit out of you guys because you don't know. So do the inner work, guys. I mean, Vanessa gave a great example of how to do it, what you are and how to do it, right? That's why Jesus could heal bodies. He could heal the leprosy. He could raise people from the dead. The body means nothing. I did it to my own body, okay? We are nothing but a bundle of energy, of vibrational energy. And a good version of this that I want you guys to see, I've talked about this before. Watch the movie The Shack. When you get you'll get to a scene where the Holy Spirit says, I want you to see how we see you, right? And she closed his eyes and rubbed his eyes and he looked out into this field and he saw his entire soul family sitting out there, but he didn't see bodies. He saw a vibrational frequency, blobs of energy. That is how your Father sees you. He doesn't, he can see a body. He chooses not to. He chooses to see what he created, right? And he made you perfect. God is perfect. God cannot make an imperfection. So if you think you're imperfect because of the experiences that you've had, that you've chosen to experience, you're wrong. Father does not make mistakes. He created you beautiful and he created you perfectly. You are simply a blob of energy and beyond powerful. You, as I've told you before, ladies and gentlemen, you misunderstand how powerful you are. You can make the sun and the stars bow to your will at any point in time. You just don't believe in yourself. So I'm asking you, believe in yourself, believe who you are, right? Because that's why you came here. Most would say that peace is the most expansive thing to achieve, but peace only comes from within. That is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. And that brings me to a question. You know, the second coming of Christ. You believe that Jesus is going to be above the earth. Jesus, I'm going to tell you this now, will never step foot on this earth plane again. He is never coming back here, period. But what is the second coming of Christ? It's not him being above, picking those that he thinks is good enough. Never going to happen. The second coming of Christ, as you know it, is everybody in this earth coming together in peace. Every mind is at peace. When I mean peace, I mean peace. And you guys exactly know what peace is. When every person on this earth comes into peace, their mind is at peace. Everything collapses. Whoosh! You've beaten the game, right? But that's what the second coming of Christ is. That's all it is. Our minds, every mind on this planet is at peace and in one with one another. Then it all ends. But I mean, look at the state we're in right now. Okay. So 99.8% of the planet believes they're a single individual, right? Well, you know, that's because they choose the body. They believe in self. They believe that I'm a woman or a man, right? And what does that equate to? Hell, right? I don't see anything good out there right now. I mean, I do. I see beautiful acts of kindness and unconditional love out there, and it's beautiful. But I choose spirit because I know what I am, right? And that is why I'm having all of these divine spiritual encounters. I am choosing my Father. I have wiped the altar clean of all my false idols. There is nothing on that altar except my Father. That is it. He and I are one, and that will never change. And that is why I teach you guys the way I teach you, right? I don't hold back. I don't bullshit you. I don't sugarcoat it. I bring people on here who can speak the truth as equally, you know, in my own ways, but they do the same thing. And I want you guys to hear it from other people other than me. Okay, that we're out here as light workers to bring you guys to the golden age. We're not here to blow smoke up our butt, right? We know the truth. Two people that have had NDEs, a very gifted person on the bottom from birth, okay, that is living in that moment of love. As Tammy said, what is love? It's everything. It's all encompassing. You're created out of nothing but love. We are the epitome of our Father. We are direct manifestations of oneness, of all that is, the I am, right? As I said, I'm not Jason Janis. I am the universe or God pretending to be Jason Janis, to have the experience in the physical in a very limited time, right? That's it. Why? Because God, what's that?
That it is just the soul, the choice of the soul to incarnate.
Correct.
And in order to live, our identities are not who we are. They are just the experience.
Yep.
So the experience my soul is living right now as Vanessa could never be achieved with another body other than this one and other than the person that I am right now. But and so are you guys, okay? So each one of us, of our souls, knows in its evolutive path, it knows the life it picked because it's where our vibrational frequency was at the time. But working in ourselves consciously, because we all carry different, very different, that's why we are different, unique from each other, because our vibrational frequency, our experience, the way we experience life, whether we live similar circumstances, because we all do live similar things, but the way we particularly as souls perceive it and feel it, it's very, very different to each one of us. And that is relevant to our own path and growth. So, and I know how many, I understand perfectly, right? When we are in that, we think it's not a process to fear. Wherever we are, that's where we need to be, okay? And nobody, since we're not separated from each other, okay, nobody's gonna be left out, like we're gonna be in a separate space. And it's that the experience that we are gonna live is gonna be how we are gonna live it and feel it is gonna be very different to how people that keep resisting to do the work, the inner work, and to leave behind what is making them so low, right? And so dense, are gonna experience it. That's the difference. But it's not that we're gonna be in a particular space and place separate, right? Physically separate. It's the way we're gonna experience it is gonna be and feel it is gonna be totally different. And that's the level of the work, and that space where we are going to, it's gonna shape It's what manifests in our life, okay? But it does give shape and forms reality. That's why I make, and most probably most of you, other than people that have worked as psychologists perhaps and all that, I speak about this all the time also. And I invite you to go to, I have my channel, I have videos there on how to practice inner child work, shadow work, how to do all this in detail so that you can work on yourself and understand that it is not whether you're doing, you have to stress out that you're doing something wrong, right? Because at the end, when we draw the line, okay, when spirit draw the lines, this is not about a written exam. Life is not about a written exam. It is about an experience exam. So we need to feel, okay, go through life. It's not about taking a instructions course and doing everything line by line. I need to do this now, and get stressed out, right? And studying, because also we see people that apparently they're very spiritual and they take a lot of courses and they do a lot of prepare, right? They prepare themselves so much, and that doesn't mean, again, that they are fully going through life allowing the soul to experience what it chose to experience, to feel it fully, to go through it and release whatever low energy, low vibrations, emotions have resulted from that, releasing them. So don't get stressed out. It's basically a process for you to analyze yourself and know that everything that you have lived ever since your childhood, okay, is purposeful in your life, and it's guiding you all the time to where exactly you need to be and what you have to learn. So I always tell people, don't focus on what's going on and the problem, right? You'll make it bigger. Focus on what are they trying to show me or teach me through this experience that I'm living right now. Ask yourself that, how does this experience that I'm living right now makes me feel? How do I tell people to ask themselves every day when they wake up, I do it, how do I feel today? Okay. And just try to connect with my emotions, right? How do I feel today? Every single day. Give thanks after giving thanks for opening my eyes and being alive another day, being gifted the chance, right? The opportunity to live again and shine. So I ask myself, how do I feel today? And honestly, very specifically try to pinpoint the emotions, how I feel, and understand that every time that you're doing that, you are connecting. Meditation not necessarily is done in a single way. There's people, let me tell you, I've meditated driving my car.
Oh, of course. Yep.
People think that meditation has to be done in this way, and if you don't do it this way and you don't sit down and cross your legs in mood and have mudras and all this, it's not gonna work. And that's not true. Okay, there's different ways to you can meditate while washing dishes, you can meditate while cleaning your house, you can meditate. It doesn't matter where you are at. It's just having that inner connection with yourself.
Correct.
And connecting, right, with yourself and being very conscious on where you are at the present moment, what you're doing, how you feel. It's through your feelings. Again, the more you connect through your feelings, the more spiritual you are being.
Remember, that's how your father speaks to you. He will
Through
not
your
speak to you with how we are communicating. He doesn't like it. It's barbaric. It doesn't convey. So we've all been forced by society, by school, by everything to not show your emotions, to not cry because you're weak or you're a whelp or you're this or you're that. Guys that are in here listening to me, the male bodies, you know damn well what I'm talking about. We're not to show that. It's a sign of weakness, right? We're a bunch of pussies if we do. Wrong. Let your emotions flow. Let that love flow. Let it out. That is how you are being communicated with by your Father, by God, by your angels, by your guides. They speak through the language of love, feelings and emotions. We've learned to crush them and to keep them locked away in a dark closet because we can only do that, right? You've guys seen me melt down and cry in front of you all the time because I'm feeling the love from home. They're liking what I'm saying and I'm letting it out, right? They're communicating with you, right? Let those emotions flow. This is the time right now where we're showing love to the world, to not only yourself, but the world. Let the love flow. Let your Father in. He communicates with you a million times during the day. Don't shove those feelings or emotions off to the side, whether you're at work, at the grocery store. There's many times I'm walking down the grocery aisles and tears are streaming down my eyes. I get weird looks all the time. I don't care. I'm in the alignment of love. I'm feeling my Father. It's coming out. All right. That is how he communicates with you. Right?
yeah.
Open up. Open up.
And that the best, I always teach also that the best relationship, and the only one that we're not taught, because since we are born, we're taught to build relationship with others, right?
Yep.
So we're always focusing ourselves on others.
Look at that. 111.
Yes. Putting ourselves on others, right? But the best relationship we can build is with ourselves, and it's the one that no one teaches us. So we need to consciously teach ourselves to build a very strong relationship with ourselves, because it is through ourselves that we are going to get to the Father. Okay? It is through ourselves, again, that we are honoring the divine in us, not outside us, in us. And that's the fastest way. That's the highest way. I always say the highway to heaven. That's the highway to heaven. But it's the one relationship we're never taught.
That is true.
So that's why, yeah. And that's why we see the world, right? Like it is, because we're never taught to connect with ourselves. We're never taught to build a strong relationship and know ourselves to this level of knowing ourselves truly. And if we don't know ourselves, we're not going to be able to build good relationships and strong relationships with the outer also. As we get to know ourselves, we get to know others better.
So I just wanted to say something too, because I know that we all come from certain perspectives that maybe either it's not unable to be seen yet or not. But I was reading the comments and I saw how somebody said I'm going to smoke a cigar, and the message back was, Father does not like us drinking alcohol or smoking. So what I wanted to say to that, and this could just be me or where I am in my walk and my awakening, but to me, I try not to even use words like God or the Father as if it's some sort of separate being outside of ourselves. we are all one. It is us. And there are no rules or laws, or the source that is us does not lay down laws or rules. We were given free reign, free will to make our own decisions. And so, regardless of whether you smoke a cigar or whatever you do, whatever it is, if you feel in your spirit, body, or soul, or mind, or whatever, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. That is not something that would be coming from that which is within you, that power that is within you. That would be your own personal conscious brain saying, maybe I shouldn't do this. But there are no laws or rules or instructions in that sort of a way. It's got that source that you call God or Father or whatever you want to call it is just the pure essence of love. That is that which is inside of us. And we are all, no matter what, one with that source. It's a vibrational state that brings you to certain level rather than if you're following some sort of laws or rules or way of being. And once you come to that full and true realization that you are one, and that which is within you is also that which is the essence of everything, all that ever will, has been, and goes on for eternity and never ends. When you come to that realization that that is what you are, that's when you will step out of the vibrational frequency that you're on at that point, and you will now begin to be just that knowing, just that realization. Your vibration will rise to a completely different level. Just the knowing.
Yeah.
Like the true realization.
Like you're saying, we've always been taught. That's why I don't like to call it's the same thing. We're speaking the same thing, but the connotations, right, of speaking about God, people get confused because of religious practices and all that, right?
Right.
Talking about the same thing. Actually, and I when I told you guys yesterday that in my experiences when I was confronted with all this, right? Because I was brought up in a Christian background all my life, and how I could see how this had affected me, and when I had all this confusion that everybody has, because I know that all people, even the people that call themselves atheists, okay, because for you to call yourself atheist, that means that you need to believe some way that there is a God. So, but it's not a bearded man, okay? It's not, and it's not something that it's separate from us. That's why I like to call it the universal divine material that makes us up, and that is through light energy. Literally, what God, and this is proven scientifically. We also know when we take that into consideration, right? And that's why Jesus said, I am the light of the world. And so is everybody, okay? I am the light of the world means that I am the light manifested into physical form here on earth. So are we. And literally, that's what truly, that is the universal material, the raw material that is at the base of when you want to get to God. But this not is not any light, okay? It is the purest light that there is. That's why in the ears experience that light so much, and they speak about, right? We speak about all that light that we merged with and all that continuously, because that is what is God. And that is the fabric that composes everything there is. And we are small fractals of that light. And I like to tell people so that they see that they are it. That when at the moment of, in science, this is science now, okay? So for you guys that need proof that you are it, when the ovum is fertilized by the sperm, at the moment of conception, when the ovum is fertilized by the sperm, that nobody tells the sperm again what he needs to do. He knows what his job is, okay? That intelligence is within itself. So it fertilizes, and at the moment the ovum sparks. It literally lights up, okay? To remind us that that's our true nature and make. We are light. We are made of that material. And when we understand that, that's how everything in our life, we cannot separate from that divine material. We are made of it. We are part of it. And light energy is fluid. It's not linear. It doesn't behave linearly. So we cannot separate it. It does manifest in different phases as solid, liquid, gases, and plasma, which is the fourth state and universal state of matter. But it cannot be separated. Those wavelengths, those waves unite, which are the bonds, are always there, are always together. So it is a field, right? An energetic field that unites everything. And although we cannot see that with our naked eyes, it is there. And it needs to be understood and known of, and so that we become aware that yes, we are divine, and that we are that made up of that material. And each of us, in my experience, I was told, Vanessa, who do you think you are? Who do you think I am? And I started giving all this, no, you're the greatest, the most perfection. You are perfection. You are, well, and if I said I made you in my image, what does that make of you? Right? And I was confronted with this. So right then it was difficult for me to even think that I could be, as you say it, Jason, God, right? But that's what he was telling me. If I said that I made you in my image, and you are telling me that I am perfection, then what are you?
You're perfect and you're beautiful, just the way you were created.
Exactly.
Perfection.
So, and so he said, I am, and then he went on, right, and told me, to make it clear, we can never be apart from each other, because you compose me. That's the exact words he used. You are part of me. You compose me. You're a fractal of me, and I make you up. So if we have this togetherness, you're made of me, then where is the separation, right? Where is, you are a divine? And it took me a while to acknowledge that, because it is not easy for the human mind, because we've been forever told that we can that is something unreachable, right? And the truth is that he is, and he told me in this way, right? I am the sum of all existing light energy, all atoms that exist. That's why I am omnipresent, because I'm everywhere, right? I am everywhere, and everything that exists is made up of me. I am the most potent because all atoms, so imagine the atomic bomb had a lot of atoms. So imagine if all atoms together that exist are potent, right? So the purest light, the highest frequency of light that exists, if we can ever imagine that, which is very difficult for the human mind to comprehend that, but yes. And also omniscient, because encoded in all atoms in energy are mathematical information, codes. And this is quantum physics, okay? So all information is in that field. All consciousness is there.
Mhm.
Everything we want to do, and when we connect, we're able to channel all that information. That's what channelers do. They are connecting with that universal field of energy, and they're extracting coded and encoded information that is within that field. But yes, we're never separate, never have been, and never will. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, Agent.
Great.
So if your question is, if Father is every character in the game, and one of the characters is awake and starts teaching, who is he trying to wake up? Himself? Yes. That's exactly another version of himself that is asleep. You know, remember what Jesus said, those what you do unto yourself, you do unto your brother, right? Your brother is you. So as you said, every player in the game is him. So what is it your duty to do? To help him, right? To love him and help him wake up in the game. So yes, you're a mirror to him. So he's mirroring you, you're mirroring him. That's exactly what it is. You are a mirror. And when you really anger somebody or they hate you, right? When you don't even know why, right? You walk into this place and they just look at you with utter disgust and contempt, right? Well, you're mirroring back to them all of their unconscious guilt and fear. They don't like that. So they see you and they're like, you know, right? So you're the mirror. So you're projecting all of their dark energy onto themselves and they ain't liking it. They don't know what's exactly taking place, but you're mirroring their darkness and they don't like you. So we are all mirrors to one another because we are all the same.
Yes.
So we're just on different levels at the moment. That's why when you see and you go into like a restaurant, you see a group of people all together, right? They're all in the same vibrational, same dimensional frequency. So they all vibe, they all feel good together. And then you'll see the occasional people, a couple loners off by themselves, right? Because they're off in another dimension. They're off in another completely higher vibration. Other people don't want to have anything to do with them. So it's our job, right, to help those that are in the darkness to see the light, to see how beautiful they are, and to help another version of himself, you know, become aware and to raise their vibrational frequency. So to wake them up, to wake another version of himself up. That's exactly correct. That's perfect. Hence why I started teaching, right? It's to help those who are stuck, right? They know something's going on. They can feel it. They don't understand what it is, right? They're like, it's an itch, you know, or, you know, it's on the tip of your tongue. And that's where you guys are at. And again, I don't have to do this. I do it because I love you. I want you to all to realize how beautiful and perfect you are. So that you, in your life, when you're out driving around, going to the grocery store, doing this, doing that, you put everybody in that place. You put the buildings in the place. You put them in the traffic where you are. When you're stuck at the stoplight, every car that's there, you're placing there. Okay? So that's why we do it. He's just trying to wake another version of himself up. That's why Jesus said, love your neighbor as thyself. Why? The neighbor is thyself. Help them, right?
That's right.
That's just another version of you that you're projecting out. Remember, these are not eyes. It's like when you go to a movie, right? And you're sitting in there and all of a sudden it goes dark and you see a screen, right? And then all of a sudden, whoosh, images get blasted out on the screen. Okay. That's what's taking place in your mind. Your body is a projector, right? These eyes are lenses, and what you are dreaming, right, at home right now is coming out through your eyes, right? And you're projecting it out to what you call life, your life. You just think that is, oh, this is cool. I was born from mom. I grew up here. No, your thoughts create your reality. What you are dreaming of at home right now is what is being projected out through your body. And with our limited senses, sight, sound, smell, touch, all of that crap, you consider it life. It's just a projection of your mind. And what you're dreaming of, guys, it's not real. It's not real. When I left my body, when I looked at it, this thing laying on the bed, I was more alive than I have ever been. It was, everything was instantaneous love, light, like she said, omnipresent, everything in the trillionth of a second. I was everything that had ever existed or will ever exist. Now, boom, right? In the moment of now, seeing the soul, seeing the grass, seeing everybody die, knowing everything, right? These are simply lenses to what you project outwards. As Vanessa said, your thoughts create your reality. You want to live in negativity, you're going to create negativity out into the world, and that's what you're going to experience. So when I tell you to change those thought patterns, again, it goes within. You have to change how you think. This isn't anything. It runs the suit. It's trying to make sense of what you are dreaming about at home. Okay, that's all it's doing. So when I say change your thoughts, live in the highest vibrational frequency there is, love and empathy, that's what will manifest in front of you. Love and empathy, right? So bring forth that love and empathy and help that other version of yourself awaken. Love them unconditionally, because that's you. And that's how I get along in this world when somebody's mistreating me or telling me to go F off. Well, that's just a version of myself that doesn't like me. Okay, well, best of luck. I love you. Bye. Right? There's no ill will. There's no hate. There's no wanting to harm them. He's just lost. That's okay. He's where he needs to be, or they need to be, right? So if you hold one thought in your mind, just one thought, evenly the universe has to create that thought, right? The universe it's a genie in a bottle. It doesn't go one way or another. It's your thought. If your frequency is meeting that thought, it's going to come to you. Correct. There's no, well, he kind of like, no, it's you. When you put that out there, it's coming to you. It has no other choice. You're a God. But if you don't meet that frequency, it's going to take a long time for it to come. So when you're saying, why isn't it here yet? You're not meeting that frequency. Like money. Money is simply a frequency, guys. Okay? If you don't meet the frequency, it's just going to come and, you're barely scrape by or get by or this, right? So it's not like the universe is trying to shit on you. You got to meet that frequency. You got to create that thought. That's beautiful. Keep it in love. Send it out there, because it's going to go out there. It doesn't have any other choice to go. It's going to mix with whatever else is out there that's meeting that frequency, and it's going to come back to you tenfold. Whether that's hate, anger, rage, well, you're going to get more of it. But if it's love and desire and, all of that, that's going to come back to you, and it's going to manifest out into the 3D world that you are projecting through this body as you dream. That's how simple this is. We've just effed it up so bad that, we're now digging ourselves out of the hole. We've done it. We've done the legwork, guys. It's going to manifest in front of us now. So I encourage all of you before this stream ends, because we're over like an hour and a half, to raise your vibration, just to love unconditionally, no matter who it is, no matter what circumstance you are in. Okay. Love is the only answer that is going to fix and has fixed us and pushed us into the golden age, right? We're doing it. Keep it up. But it starts with you. It always has and always will. It will start with you and it will end with you. Okay? Love yourself, forgive yourself, and then put that love out into the universe. When you walk into the grocery store, what does it hurt you to smile at that person? They may have lost their child. They may have lost their father, who was their only connection, or their family was just killed in a car accident. You don't know what they are going through, what they chose to experience. So love them as you love yourself. All right, guys? I love you. I do. I truly love each and every one of you. I'm honored that you have stuck with me for 3 years. I truly am. I'm beyond grateful for your continual love and support of me and allowing me to help you awaken and become more aware on your spiritual journey. I'm beyond honored. All right, guys. I thank you and I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Vanessa, Tammy?
Yes,
Before we
I just want to say one more thing, and I know that we're going to be closing out soon, so I'll try to keep it as short as possible. So I just want to expand a little bit more on the understanding of what that source, that energy, that light, that power, that which is within all of us,
That potential.
that is also in President Trump. That is also in Epstein. That is also in every single person that has ever committed even the heinous of crimes. They are also that same source. And they never came to the place, or we still have people that are alive now. They've never come to that place yet to realize that they are one with that source and power. But us, those who have realized who they are, the divinity that is within you, the power that you have, when you come to that place, you can never see the world the same again. And even those that commit and have done the most heinous of things in this world, in this experience, we still have to love them. What benefit is it? What benefit is it if we just love those who love us, or who we get along with, who are next to us, that are our friends or family? What power is in that? The power is in when you love those who are unlovable to the human experience, to what you see physically out of your eyes. Love is, God is everywhere. God is every single homeless person on the street and worldwide that is holding a sign right now and asking for help. They are God. They are one with us.
Yes. Yep.
Every single person that has ever done any single or multiple heinous crimes, no matter who they were, they are God, just like us. And we have to love them.
We have to
Benefit
forgive
comes
them.
when you love those that are unlovable. It's easy to love those that love you.
That is correct. Jesus said, love your enemies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Truly
Forgive them,
love
Father,
them no
for their-
different than any. Yeah, truly love them no different than you would love your best friend next to you, your mother, your father, your lover. Truly love them, because they all have the same spark of light in them. It doesn't matter. I've had a gift my whole entire life where I could see the spark of light in everybody, right in their heart center. That's where the spark of life, of love and light is, right in your heart center. It doesn't matter who I've ever seen, what has ever happened to me, what has ever happened worldwide. When I see these stories and I see these people, when I physically see them, regardless of what they've ever done in their life, I still see that spark of light in them. They all have it. We all have it. We are all that spark of light. We are all powerful beings.
Mhm.
And that darkness that is created in this world, the effects of choices that people make in this world, the light, as we stand and as we come together and we wake up and we realize that we are that spark of light, all that is, was, and will ever be for eternity, that never ends. When we realize that, truly realize that, the love will dispel that darkness. Because even President Trump, until the day he goes, he has that place in this experience that he's in right now, to where he could all of a sudden come to the realization that we are all love and we're all one. We are God. And he will be instantly changed. It will be instant change. Now, that doesn't mean, what I mean by instant change, that doesn't mean that you're still not going to have a hard time with something in your life, okay? But you navigate through all that is put before you, and you navigate it in love.
Yeah.
Just love. It would, if President Trump right now all of a sudden had what I guess people call Kundalini awakening, whatever you want to call it, where they come to the realization of the truth, President Trump would be instantly changed, because once it happens, you instantly know that you know that you know, and you can never, ever, ever go back.
Nope.
You can never go back to whoever you were before. It is instant vibrational raise of your energy, vibration, and frequency instantaneously. And now that's who you are.
Off with the light. All right, Vanessa.
Mhm. Yeah, sending you all love and light. And I'm so glad to be here sharing with you guys. I am more than elated for all of our future podcasts together, and just
Yes.
coming together like this.
Mhm.
Thankful that you followed me in my let's say intuitive hits, and it's been wonderful. Just glad to help in any way. So count
Thank you
me
guys
in
for coming.
anytime.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yes,
And for all of you who showed
thank
up
you.
tonight.
We love everyone here and are so thankful and grateful that you were willing to hear us out and just hear what we have to say. We're thankful and grateful, yes. And I love Vanessa. I love Jason. I'm so excited that we have linked together and chose to bring these puzzle pieces together.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And to my followers,
Yeah.
to my clan, to my gurus out there that have supported me by coming on, watching my lives every Friday. I'm going to put out another video sometime this week. I know it's been a while, but to all of you who have followed me, you know, that have found me from the beginning, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I never expected any of this, and I'm literally blown away by the love and support when you show up every Friday night and, you know, have helped my channel grow. So to all of you, I love you so much. Thank you for showing up on a Saturday night to be with us. And I love you, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.